Hello security gurus, welcome to this new lecture. In this lecture we are going to create our AWS infrastructure using the Terraform script that we have written. So let's jump into the action. The steps that we need to perform in order to create AWS infrastructure using Terraform are given in the readme file in the repo that I will be sharing in the resources section of this lecture. So please read the readme file and go through the steps that are required for running the Terraform to create our AWS infrastructure. Now let's perform this demo. In order to perform these commands, I'll go to terminal and I'll open a new terminal within Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code will now open up PowerShell at the location from which we have imported our Terraform repo within Visual Studio Code. So the location from which we have imported this repo is D drive A Security Guru Terraform AWS Infra repo, and within that we cloned our repo and we imported this repo within Visual Studio Code. So the first command that we are going to run is terraform init. Let's copy the terraform init command from the readme file and I will paste it here in PowerShell. Let's hit enter. As you can see, Terraform is initializing the backend and it is initializing the provider plugin, which in this case is HashiCorp AWS, because we are creating infrastructure within AWS. It is also downloading this AWS library and it will create a library within the current installation directory. As you can see, a new directory is available now. Within that, Terraform has downloaded the library that will be used to run AWS commands. As you can see, Terraform has created a log file as well, which is terraform log.html. This file is used to download always the same version of the library that we are currently using. This way, in the future, if we are going to run this script, it will still download the same old version instead of downloading the new version. This helps to keep the project stable. So for an example, if suppose there is a current version that we are using within this repo is 0.1.2 for a particular software, terraform log.html file will save that version of the software in this file, so that in the future if there is a new version of the software, it will not download the new version, it will still download the one that is declared within terraform log.html file. So this is done to make sure that project remains stable and does not break because of the new changes of the software. Now let's run the second command, which in this case is terraform plan. I'll copy this and I'll hit enter. Now, before hitting enter, we can also provide another option while running this command, which is -out command. -out option is used when we want to save the output of the terraform plan command in another file, so that we can use that output always instead of running plan command. So basically, if we run terraform plan and use an out option, we can provide a file name which can be output.tf file. So what terraform will do is, as soon as it will complete the terraform plan command, it will put the output in output.tf file, and after that we can run terraform apply using the output.tf file. So this is another way where you save the configuration from plan in a file and then run that file. But just for the demonstration purpose, I will not provide any out argument. I will directly run the plan command and let's see the output. I have hit enter, and now Terraform is checking the changes that are going to happen because of the script that we have written. As you can see, Terraform is printing a lot of information, and this entire information will be created by Terraform because of the script that we have written. As you can see, it is saying that AWS instance will be created. If I go above, it will tell us all the resources it is going to create. For an example, it is going to create a test profile, it is going to create an AWS instance. So once it will create, only then we will know the ARN of that resource. So it has mentioned that known after apply. So once we run the apply command, only then we will get to know this information. So let's run the apply command now. I will copy the last command in this readme file, and this is the step 2, and the last step that we need to run. I'll copy this command and I'll paste it here and I'll hit enter. while Terraform is creating the resource, let's go to AWS console and EC2 dashboard. I am on AWS console. Here I'll go to EC2 dashboard just to make sure that currently there are no instances running. As you can see, currently there are no instances running. Let's go back to Visual Studio Code and let's wait for Terraform to finish the apply command. Let's wait for a few minutes. This is going to take some time. As you can see, it is reading the file. Now, Terraform is asking us that all the above resources will be created. It is asking us whether we want to perform these actions or not, and we will have to provide a value yes. So I'll type the value yes here and I'll hit enter again. So now Terraform will start creating all those resources within AWS. So let's wait for a few more seconds. As you can see, Terraform has started creating the test role, the security group, then it is creating the role policy, the instance profile, then security group, and then it is creating the AWS instance, and finally it will run the shell script on AWS instance to install all the softwares that we need in order to implement our DevSecOps pipeline using Terraform, Jenkins, and Kubernetes. As you can see, Terraform has completed all the changes here. The resources created are 5. Let's verify these resources on AWS instance. I'll go to AWS again. I'll refresh this page. Make sure that you are in the same region in which you are creating the Terraform resources. And as you can see, instance running is now 1. Security groups are now 6. If I click on instance running, then we will be able to see the instance that is currently running. You can see that we have given the Jenkins as the name to the EC2 instance that we are creating. So Jenkins instance is present. Instance ID you can verify. You can verify that instance state is running. You can verify instance type is T2 extra large. I have selected. You can select T2 micro as well. The availability zone is US West 2 and currently the status is initializing. It means it is still finishing commands to bring up the EC2 instance. Let's wait for a few seconds while AWS is finishing all the commands to bring that EC2 instance. If I click on the instance ID, we will see more information about this instance. It says that public IP DNS address. Now let's open this address in a new tab. As you can see, this address is open, and as you know that we installed Jenkins on 8081 port, and let's see the Jenkins homepage. I'll remove the HTTPS because there is no SSL certificate installed. It will be HTTP, and I have added a port 8081 and I'll hit enter. And you can see that Jenkins is coming up. So as you can see, Jenkins is successfully installed with the script. So it means that our script is successful and we have successfully created our EC2 instance with Jenkins and other software installed on that EC2 instance using Terraform. So that's how you run a Terraform script in order to create the infrastructure within AWS. In the next lecture, we are going to start configuring our infrastructure to implement our DevSecOps pipeline. So stay tuned. It's going to be really interesting and hands-on. So thanks for watching. See you in the next lecture.